Welcome to today's webinar, Better Together with CoreStack and one of our great partners, Synoptek. We're going to learn how CoreStack has enabled Synoptek to drive top-line revenue. So as we get started here, I did want to let everybody know that we are recording this and it will be made available after the webinar. And we will send you the slides as well. Typically, we do this within about 24 to 48 hours, so you should see it by the end of the week. Also, at the end of the session, we're going to have a Q&A session. We'll have an open mic option, so if you'd like to actually come on and ask questions live, please feel free. Otherwise, anytime, please feel free to throw things into the chat as we go along. And we do have a special offer to give you guys all as we wrap up as well, and we'll tell you about that towards the end. In today's webinar, I'm very happy to welcome joining me Darren White from Synoptek. He is the Cloud Advanced Practice Manager there that has been working with us. And also hosting this with me is Suren Singh, our VP of Global Partnership and Alliances. And my name, by the way, is Chris Voisey. I run customer success here in North America. And I'm looking forward to really sharing this information with everyone. So to kick things off, Darren, why don't I hand the mic over to you, and I'll let you kick things off with maybe you could give everybody an introduction on Synoptek and go from there.
Perfect. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate the introduction. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Like Chris said, my name is Darren White. I'm the director of our cloud advancement practice at Synoptek. And Synoptek is a global system integrator and a managed service provider. They were founded in early 2000s, really with just a consulting arm with a heavy emphasis on financial services. It was founded in Irvine, and so those of you who are not aware, it's really the subprime capital of the U.S. And so management realized that they had a lot of, let's say, eggs in one basket, and then they started to diversify during that financial downturn and really made some strategic investments in the managed services. And we have core kind of practices that we focus on. We have infrastructure management, cybersecurity, we have business continuity. Selfishly, I'm more important, worried about the cloud advancement piece, but also we have custom application, off the shelf. We're a big Microsoft shop. We focus on dynamics. We got ServiceNow practice, our data analytics, etc. So we have some major specialties, the Microsoft Gold Partner, the Microsoft Expert MSP, and AWS Advanced Tier partnership. So if you look at some of the industry challenges, they seem to be a lot in common. So IT is constantly struggling to keep pace with the business in order to create innovation and take offerings to market. If any of you out there trying to hire resources for cloud skill sets, all of you know the challenges faced today and the premium price that you're going to have to pay for those skill sets. I mean, we continuously make offers to new resources out of school, and by the time we get through the interview process, they have 5 offers on the table and they're shopping them around. So it's always a continuous challenge finding those skills. In addition is just the overall governance and optimization. How do you keep the control of the cloud tenant? We have one previous client that he was chartered to basically control the cost, and he had a colleague that was through the self-service capabilities continuously provisioning, and so it was a tug of war between the two executives rolling up to the CFO. And additionally, then compliance. How quickly can, if you have a third-party auditor coming in, want to make sure that you're staying within compliance, PCI, PII, you name it. How tedious is that work effort in order to roll that up? And then always top of mind is security, cloud security. Microsoft and AWS invest billions of dollars, in their cloud security on an annual basis. So, now what is the myth over time? Everyone was always worried about just putting their dev environments, but now we find that most people are putting their most emerging and kind of modern applications are in the cloud. So security's always got to be top of mind. And then automatically scale the infrastructure, to grow. and not just up. I mean, we had customers that were in the digital marketing space for movie theaters. And once COVID hit, they went from, I want to say around 80,000 a month spend down to less than 10. And so, it goes both ways. You can avoid all that CapEx and being able to burst up or down. Next slide, please. So if you look at this Gartner quote, they're predicting that there's going to be roughly $500 million revenue in 2022, and that the majority of the organizations are going to move to that cloud first approach or model. Doesn't mean it's cloud everything. It just means that's going to be the first consideration for running those cloud applications. If you look at kind of the bullet list below, you'll see that's the usual suspects, but really it's the continuation to move the cloud and the organization, and that's constantly looking for that competitive edge. How are you going to differentiate yourself in your industry or market from your competition? And that's where we're really finding that those modern applications in the cloud are setting that differentiator. With AI, machine learning, IoT, you name it, then those are built in. Another example of, being able to scale. My previous life, I was in consulting for a Big Four consulting firm, and one of the clients, they developed 270 applications a year. They only took around 2 of those to market each year, but they wanted to enable their app dev team to be as creative as possible. So these are some of the benefits that the cloud is going to allow you. Next slide, please. So some of the key MSP challenges. I don't know about you, but my boss is always on me and the CFO about top line revenue. That's probably one of the biggest concerns on targets for each year, and is a driving force within most organizations. And then how are you going to continue to grow that revenue? Are you going to upsell your current customers? Are you going to co-sell? And are you going to have strategic partnerships? Are you going to then create new offerings and take those to market? And then overall, what offerings and how are you going to support them? Can you gain any operational efficiencies based off your kind of service catalog? And then if you're looking at as a one-stop shop, where can I consolidate my vendors that support all of my solution offerings? Do you have that, or do you have to do that on an annual basis? As everything renews, go through the evaluation process and pick those strategic partnerships. And then again, how are you going to differentiate yourself? A lot of the legacy tool sets and services, like Microsoft with patching, auto updates, could take some of those legacy traditional MSP offerings off the table and create an autopilot. So now how are you going to differentiate yourself from the standard legacy MSP?
I wanted to jump in, and thanks for the introduction there. Let's try to relate to some folks and do a quick poll. What challenges are you experiencing? Now, on this, you can choose as many options as you want that fit you. We'd like to at least see the 2 top options. So, offer of new services to grow top line revenue, scale resources to maximize bottom line profits, cross-sell, upsell, find a partner with partner-centric mindset, maybe gaining competitive advantages and with differentiated offerings, or perhaps acceleration of certifications and competencies. Which ones fit you best? And again, just choose 2 of these. Let's see how that goes. I'll give about 20 more seconds here to give the answer, and let's see how the results look. All right. So that should give everyone enough time here. Perhaps let's go close that out and see what the results look like. So interesting, Darren. Yeah, we did have a clear winner. Offer of new services to grow top line revenue. 67% of the folks voted on that. And followed by scaling resources to maximize bottom line profits. What's your thought, Darren?
And I think that top one is always an executive favorite, because my executives ask me every year, which new services are we going to add to the roadmap? and how we can take those to market and support those. So I would agree probably with that polling. It's probably one of the top of mind.
Great. All right, let's take a look at that next slide then.
So capability enhancement, just to give you a little background, Synoptek a couple of years ago, we went through the process to become an Azure Expert MSP. And throughout that journey, we had to customize our cloud management platform. Some of the core requirements, our legacy CMP did not check the box for some of those requirements. So we had to build it internally in order to pass it. And we were at the time, I think, one of 61 global MSPs in the world to have that badge. And so what we found is going through that process is when we were looking for our CMP, that they had to have all those requirements for us to achieve, a touch of a button or turnkey solution to be able to meet those requirements. So we didn't have to support our custom development. We're not a product organization. It wasn't really going to be one of our core values or methodology that we wanted to maintain. So we wanted to displace that as quickly as possible. And that's where really CoreStack, fell into place and met all of our core requirements. And similar to, what I was mentioning before, it's a single pane of glass. Our operations team, no matter if it's our FinOps for billing, to generate reports, our security team, our cloud ops, they have a single pane to toggle between the multi-cloud clients that we have today to continuously govern, look at best security, best practices, cost optimization, and generate reports on a weekly and monthly basis. So it really is kind of the easy button for us from an operational standpoint, and it's seen significant improvements. In addition, the one I'd say value add that CoreStack brings to the table is that it's a strategic partnership. We work closely on a weekly basis, and we've brought other offerings to our table and our customers with cloud security health checks. The cloud adoption framework is a must-have when we do collaborative workshops together, and we've really increased additional revenue and pipeline. With that said, I'd like to hand over to Suren. Suren, you might be on mute.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay. Hey, thank you, Darren. I appreciate that. You know what? Thrilled to be partnering with Synoptek, one of the best in IT and managed services in the industry today. As Darren shared about his company, a little bit about CoreStack here. We're a 6-year-old company. We've had an incredible run, and thanks to our partners and customers. The company offers best-in-class, next-gen, multi-cloud governance and management platform today. We manage over $1 billion of cloud across the globe with a healthy pool of almost 500 enterprise class customers today. CoreStack has a great, strong foundation, a healthy trajectory of growth, but we're also humble enough to know there is so much more for the company to do. CoreStack's DNA is partner first. We have a very clear agenda to enable our partners to do more. That's what we do. Well, Darren and his team and other MSPs are an important part of our growth pillar, partner growth pillar. I also want to acknowledge our deep connections and alignment with hyperscalers, AWS, Azure, GCP, and Oracle. They truly provide us a platform to serve and bring our best, and that's where we shine. We have a healthy representative pool of MSPs and partners listed in here. So anyway, moving on to this one. There are many definitions to partnership. We can go here long, but for the time that we have on this webinar, I'm going to keep it simple to two key elements. First, the value that we bring as a solution to our partner. The second, the spirit of partnership to collaboratively engage and win with customers. It's all built on trust. I think you heard Darren speak to a great extent about how we engage with them and the value that we bring in. So going back to the first one, everything starts with a solution. And I also saw that poll in here, top line revenue growth. And we're going to talk a lot about that here in a minute. We offer feature-rich, best-in-class, next-gen cloud governance and management platform. It is based on 5 key themes. Internally, we call it chain. After all, every element in our solution is interconnected to bring you the best to our partners and customers. Chain for all, I'll just go fast on this, continuous. Nothing in our world is one and done. You're as good as your last compliance that you did. So it has to be continuous, and we bring that to you, to our partners and customers. Holistic, supporting of comprehensive list of platforms across all hyperscalers, and we are adding VMware into the mix. Autonomous, we provide deep AI ML-based predictive insights to our partners and customers. Integrated, seamless connections across all your ITSM tools, CMDB, and more. And last one, and being nimble. Speed is the name of the game at which we operate and bring solutions to our partners and customers. So the outcome of these 5 fundamental pillars are the 3 modules that we offer today: FinOps, SecOps, and CloudOps. We're not stopping there. Coming up with another powerful module called assessment. Again, goes back to the number 1 requirement you all have shared, growing top line revenue. Assessment leverages well-architected framework, bringing another revenue opportunity for our partners and value to our customers. More on this here in a minute when we get to the last slide. Other advantages of partnering with CoreStack, in addition to the rich product, is we have engaged with our partners, bringing in special requirements, allowing you to differentiate. If I recall correctly, differentiation was another requirement that you had asked for. The third, and again, this is very helpful, Darren spoke about it, is the speed to many MSP certifications. So that, as far as the product is concerned. The second element relevant to us is the spirit of partnership. Yes, we offer a very flexible licensing model, but in addition to that, we provide deep expertise in building and executing go-to-market motions, all designed to win customers. Essentially, what we view ourselves to our partners as an extension to their product, sales, and marketing teams. Net, there are many advantages to partnering with CoreStack. At the end of it, we collectively want to win together. So as shared with you guys, with the team here, we're coming up with a very powerful module, calling it assessment for now. It's designed to enable customer success with workloads, architected with the best practices from the ground up, leverages and builds on hyperscalers' well-architected framework. Many features include here comprehensive auto discovery, thorough reviews, in-depth dashboard, auto remediation, and so much more, all designed to provide truly transformative benefits, including an amazing customer experience. So we are running it. We are running a private preview right now. It is in early stages for the next few months. And I would love to see many of the attendees here to be a part of it. There's a lot of collective learning to be done here. Please reach out to us. Let us allow you to share CoreStack and have an opportunity to be a part of this private preview. Significant advantages coming from this module, directly attributable to your number one requirement that you pointed out, which is growing your top line revenue.
Great. Thank you, Suren. That's fantastic. And looking forward to hearing from folks, because I think it would be great to get some, work with everybody on that private preview. So please, we look forward to working with you. Let's move on then to the next part, which has audience participation again. This time it's our Q&A part of the session. Just want to remind everybody that you have two choices. You can type it in the chat, and I see a couple of questions already there. Or if you'd like to come on to the open mic, we'll unmute you from here. Just raise the hand. You can find that at the bottom of your screen there in Zoom. And we'll take any questions live as well. So let me kick off here, and let's bring, I think, Mark. Let's see here. Yeah, here's one question here, and let's bring Darren in here as well. So we have all three of us online. First question will be to Darren. Considering the niche cloud skills cost versus rate paid by customers, how are you able to maintain a healthy bottom line or margin?
It's a good question. We have individuals onshore, nearshore, and offshore. So with our global delivery centers, we typically, based off the scope and budget, will have a pricing structure that will fit that client. So sometimes it could be a bit more of a blended rate. Some people, they might be ITAR, everything's got to be in the US, etc. So hate to say it, but it just depends. But we have multiple models that typically can be sufficient for our clients. I mean, the challenge is, you'll get the ones where they want everything for free, and we still are for profit, and we have policies in place, as we go to market, and those controls, we don't have a challenge keeping everybody staffed. There's enough work out there right now. Our challenge internally is just, adding to the bench so that we can always continuously develop our resources and mature as AWS, Azure, Google continuously introduce new services that we can add to those go-to-market activities.
Great.
Hopefully
Thank
that
you.
helps.
Yeah, no, I think that does answer it. And if the person that posted that question has any follow-ups to that, please post them, and we'll get them in there as well. I appreciate that, Darren. And you're going to be a popular guy here. I got another one for you already. Can you tell us if you consider as cloud native tools, why and what did you select CoreStack? Did you consider any cloud native tools? And yeah.
We did look at cloud native. The challenge is then we have to deepen the skills within each platform, and we had other teams that weren't technical, say like our FinOps team. They want to get in there, they want to generate a report in order to invoice our customers. So we had to pick a platform that would allow them to toggle between our three. So we're mainly a Microsoft shop, so I would say that's the lion's share of our customers. But say 20% are AWS, and we got a few that are in GCP. So in order to allow them to have that single pane of glass, that really helped from our finance side. Our operations teams also, toggle between use CoreStack as their kind of entry point to our customer data. However, if they need to pull something that might be more detailed, that's not really in one of our service offerings, then we'll use someone who's a little bit more skilled in that platform, if that helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note too, Darren, how are you positioning CoreStack within the Synoptek offerings?
So we have a couple. So there's a cloud security health check that we have as what I call a consulting offering. So we will do that as a one-time charge. We'll run that assessment, look at kind of the key findings, identify some of the recommendations, and potentially have some upsell after that. Also, you have the well-architected frameworks, the CAF, and the cost optimization. The cost optimization we include in our overall managed cloud offering, and that's just a part of it. So there are certain capabilities that are just a given in one of our core offerings.
Okay, great. And next one I have for Suren here. Suren, is there? I could probably answer this too, but I'm going to let you. Are there ways? Do you have to market this as CoreStack, or can this be white label branded?
I think that's a good question, and that's how we'll go back to one of the comments I made earlier, is that the flexibility in commercial, licensing. The answer is yes. You can have it as your brand powered by CoreStack, or private label under special, your brand only. So the answer is yes.
Great. Let's see, do we have any other questions that are coming out there? Let me just scroll through here. I guess another one, Suren, is, and either you can actually, Darren, you could probably speak from an experience standpoint here, or Suren, is it complicated to onboard accounts into CoreStack and get started? I'll go to Suren, you first.
I was going to say, Chris, this is pretty much in your backyard, and the answer is it depends. Okay. However, having said that, I do want to say that we have a customer success team, extremely capable success team that engages with you on that customer adoption journey. So we have all that figured out, significant amount of training sessions, one-to-one engagement, one-to-many engagement that we do with you. So the answer is, while it depends, we have a very streamlined, operation of the team in place that allows you to come up as fast as possible. And Darren can speak to it from his personal experience.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, Suren and team had a dedicated team for us that we met with on a regular basis, as we knew when our old contract was going to end and when we were going to eventually cut over. So I think, we had a long enough runway that everyone was fully trained and prepped based off some of the changes that were going to take place. And it's been seamless to our customers. It's been a great partnership.
Great. And Suren, I guess, and Darren, lunch is on me. So for those great kind remarks of the customer success group. But yes, absolutely. And our goal is to get everybody on board as quickly as possible. And we're really talking weeks to get things going, and it all depends, like Suren says, how big it is and how many things are involved. And as Darren mentioned, we're there the entire time. We work out cadences to help you through the whole journey and get you all the way through it, and everything you need to manage your customers. And then going back to that white labeling side, being able to represent yourselves as the solution offerer to your customers and have that value add. So let me just quickly peek here if there's anything else. I don't see any new questions. So I don't know if Suren or Darren, if you have any final remarks, but let me hit up Darren first on this one. Any final remarks that you'd like to throw in?
No, I appreciate the invite, and it was an honor speaking to everyone. If anyone has any questions, follow-up questions, Chris is going to send out the deck. Feel free to reach out if I can help you answer any questions around CoreStack.
Great, thank you, and absolutely. And Suren?
And again, thank you, Chris, for hosting, and more importantly, Darren, appreciate the partnership here. We're off to a fantastic start. The trust you have shown in us and the ability to engage and win together. But as I said before earlier to the team, to the audience here, we're just getting started. The pool of partners, we have so much value to bring to our partners. Company is partner first, and that's what we look forward to building on. And again, thank you for the opportunity here.
Great. Again, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining both Darren and Suren today, and everybody that's joined us online here. Appreciate it. We'll get the deck out. Send in your questions, though. We are available to answer any of these offline. if you want to talk and get into that private viewing and get into that program, we will definitely be throwing that out there too. Thank you, and we look forward to having you back in the next webinar.